home for Auburn Tiger basketball. WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michael Studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub! Full of water! I stay hot tub! Stay hot tub! Gonna get you hot tub! I'm gonna make it wet! Stay hot tub! Rub a dub in the hot tub! Rub a dub with me! Shall I get the hot tub? Yeah! Will it make me sweat? Yeah! Shall I get the hot tub? Yeah! Will it make me wet? Yeah! Well.
Welcome to Panama City Beach, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is going to be an interesting weekend. Jason, how you doing, sir?
I'm okay. I'm good.
You're looking good.
Yeah.
The training is working, my son. You look good.
Thank you.
Look really good. Jim Bob, you looking mighty fine today. Glenn, beautiful as always. Eugene, I love you, brother. You are the best.
So wait a minute. Now, I want full disclosure. So his name really
he didn't like people know. It really is. All right. The real name, Eugene Glenn Manley.
Is that true?
No.
Yeah, I can prove it. I can prove it.
So can I.
Wildcat is, y'all give him a hand. Wildcat's back.
Thank you very much.
I want all of you right now to say a little prayer for him. Had a little procedure done, and we're praying everything comes back great. And it will. Everything's going to be good, man.
Yeah, it's going to be okay.
Praying for you. You're doing good. Did it hurt?
It hurt. It still hurts.
Yeah.
It only hurts when I laugh, so shut up. And
Well, you won't make any laughs on this show, so you'll be fine.
We won't talk about Alabama. We missed you, man.
Sure is laugh. Thanks for the donut, Glenn.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I asked him. I actually asked him to bring them. As far as you
Thanks
know.
for asking.
And pay for
As far
them.
as
Yeah, and pay for them.
well, Glenn and I had a great lunch Wednesday at J. Michael's
did.
restaurant.
The spaghetti was awesome. The
LSU
company was even better. But
LSU Jeff was there.
Yeah.
We were packed out, man. Did Jason show up? No.
Yeah.
Thank God. No, we're okay with it. Believe me, we're okay with it.
Your bill 3 times the normal amount.
Jim Bob, I'm not lying. This is no lie. And Cobb was there. Phil Cobb was there. And Phil's like,
Cobb can eat now, too.
Get what you want. Get whatever you want. I'm not kidding you. I said, yeah. He ordered the shrimp. He ordered steak. This is at lunch. 11 o'clock at lunch. I'm like,
Soup.
salad. I got to get my salad in. And
I did from the gym. I even warned you. I said, look, I don't want you to pay for this one because I'm hungry.
Yeah, he did.
Like, no, don't worry about it, Phil.
said, go ahead.
He started smiling.
Hey, I'll do it all the time for you. So you're a good man. All right, we got to talk about something we don't want to talk about, but we got to do it. We want you to be really careful this weekend. Last night, 11:30. Around Hammerhead Fred's, shots fired, and again, under 18 years old. I don't get it. Also, I want to ask you your business. Pier Park, they're going to have it shut down if you're under 18 at 8 o'clock. I believe, you tell me if I'm wrong, they're going to run you out of there, and you're going to have to pull out proof of identification that you're over 18 or over. If you're not, you better prove that there's a family member with you, a parent, a mother, father, guardian that can prove that you're with them and that you are related. And they're going to be pretty aggressive with it, which I think they should be. Frank, you met Frank and Barb.
Yeah.
They left. They got a real nice condo down by Pier Park. They live half the time down here in Panama City Beach. They left a lot earlier, going back to Ohio, to Cleveland. And they said, man, the shooting's just too close. This is getting out of control. So we're just going to get out of here until all this mess is over with. And it's starting to turn people off. You got people that do live here part-time or are leaving earlier. Nothing good's coming from this.
No, it's hurting business. And I can tell you that for a fact because I have a store at Pier Park. I mean, and people are nervous. Why would you want to go where gunshots are being fired at people? I mean, it's pretty outrageous. I've talked to a lot of the cops. He said these people are coming from areas where, they have a strong defund the police type narrative and they have no respect for authority.
Atlanta, Montgomery, Birmingham. Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, and it's getting to the point where they don't respect any police officers, any authority at all. So I don't know what to do with this. I know the police have their hands full. It's a thankless job that they're trying to do. But it is causing some businesses to suffer down there, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, you can't even take a family. We got great restaurants, theaters, shopping down there, and nobody lives here wants to even go down there near Pier Park at night during spring break.
Oh, yeah, your employees. My mom works with us, so she's down there. I try to concentrate on the in-town store because it's newer, and I'm trying to get that one going a little bit because we've been open at Pier Park for years. But, I mean, how safe do I feel that she's down there and some of my employees are down there? I mean, I'm always having to check on them. I can't remember a time like this in Panama City. We've always had, the big crowds, the fights, but when people are shooting each other. These are not spring
breakers.
No.
These are not spring breakers.
No, I mean, when people are shooting each other, it's a different level of violence and something we can't tolerate. I mean, as a community, we cannot tolerate this anymore.
Jim, Judy had to go drive through the mess to get her daughter out of that.
That was the day when it was all Pier Park, when they were behind.
Yeah.
Wherever they were behind, by the Ferris wheel.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the kids were like 16, 17 years old.
Right.
It wasn't kids from
colleges,
Georgia or Alabama, college. I mean, there was just high school age kids.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're local kids or just.
Yeah. I don't think many of them were local.
PAKs, man.
The last night, they said they were under 18 last night, the shooting last night. And God bless the police officers. Glenn, we were down there. I don't know if you were there that one day at J. Michael's. There were like 30 police officers there. They picked that place to have I don't know if it was retirement parties, some kind of recognition, anything was going on over there. But God bless all those people, wonderful people. We got the best sheriff's department you can have anywhere. We got great police departments, Panama City Beach, Panama City. These are wonderful people, hardworking guys. Whatever happened at Walton County, the guy got shot and killed. Just trying to have a guy to take him outside, leave a building. The guy shoots him. Again, they got a tough job. But I will say this. I remember Lee Sullivan, when he was back in his day, he didn't put up with any mess now. He didn't put up with it. They knew it. Then something's got to be done. We got to take whatever we got to do. We got to do it. Yeah. Whatever it is.
I agree fully with that. I mean, you want to protect your community, and that's all we want is safety. So, if you're coming out here to start violence, man, I would at least think about what you're doing.
Have they told you, the owners, about where they're going to shut down the parking? I know there's different areas on Panama City Beach, Thomas Drive, different places on Panama City Beach are going to be shut down at a certain time all weekend, where you're not going to be able to park there certain hours, and they're going to really enforce that. That's where most of them park and most of the problems happen. But if they can't get the job done in Pier Park, what are they going to do? Head over in town, start tearing the town up, or what?
Or 30A, or Fort Walton.
Did you hear anything about Pier Park?
We have not heard anything. We're on the north side, so it's a little bit different than where all this stuff has happened around. I think it was Dave & Buster's. So, but I haven't heard anything about where they're shutting anything down. We close at 5 on the weekends too, so we're probably out there. Yeah, to get out of there before the crowds start to kind of accumulate.
Isn't that sad?
It's very sad, especially in a place where I've loved and grew up in for 35 years. I mean, never thought I'd see the day. Like I said, we've had crazy spring breaks, we've had fights, we've had all this, but when people start getting shot, you got to take that a little bit more seriously. And I'm thankful for the cops because, I mean, they're doing a great job. They have a thankless job, though. The things that they need to do to be able to prevent this just against the Constitution. If you would stop people at the border and check them and make them have clear bags and all this other stuff that they talk about, then all of us have to do it, So you have to really pick and choose how you handle this. But, something does have to be done, though. Safety is the most important thing for a community, and we deserve that. And these kids that are coming down aren't respecting authority. So at some point, I hate to say this, citizens are going to take the stuff into their own hands, and it's going to get ugly for everybody.
Yeah, be force with stronger force, and maybe these things. You got to send a message somehow, some way that. But I just hate that good people are leaving our community early. Even thinking about selling their property and not being here anymore because of what's going on right now.
If I'm a family of 5 and I'm in Tennessee thinking, where am I going to go for vacation? And I see these shootings happen in Panama City.
They made national
news.
The
last place I would go. I mean, then you see things down in Daytona, then places in Miami. It's a cultural thing. It's very much these young kids have no authority. Over the last 4 to 8 years, they've been hearing all this stupid crap about defunding the police and have no respect for authority. This was just teaching's much different now. The way you can punish a kid's much different. Can't spank a kid now. That's considered domestic violence now. I mean, all this stuff that they warned us about, and they said, oh, this is going to help kids. was terrible for kids. Now we have no respect for authority, and there's no discipline, no accountability. It's terrible.
I just got a text here that said, "No more shootings. I'm not leaving the house until Glenn Manley becomes sheriff." That's by Jared Hale. He did. That was
ride at dawn.
Speaking of Glenn, he's such a wonderful man. I just talked about we always talk about the danger what sugar feeds cancer, especially little kids as you get older. Mm-hmm. And Glenn, I had made a hint to him Wednesday. Man, those donuts, Danny Donuts, are good. Bless his heart. He brings them in here this morning. They're incredible. They're incredible. I gave in. I had one. I tried not to, but God.
Well,
and I'm looking
you
at
tried
him right
real
now.
hard. No, stop me. Stop me.
Yeah, no.
What kind are those?
Blueberry cake.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Now you got to go to the gym and sit on a machine.
And watch other people work out.
And talk for 30 minutes. Hey, speaking of violence, I had violence happen to me yesterday. Dr. Charles Kovaleski, who is the guy that does your John Ward.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. He listens to us every day. So our coach, Dr. Kovaleski, we're just getting his shout out. He does a great job. He's one and done too, like you say. And so he took care of me yesterday.
You don't know how many people have asked if that's my dad. Yeah. We've had so many interactions. I think Carolina's daughter played for my
body
mom.
wise.
She did. She played She was a 4-year letterman.
Yeah, he was really good. I think she went to Stanford.
I don't know where else she went. She almost won the state award for academics.
Yeah.
She was a runner up for. She was like the
great family.
Glenn, did they just have the
great name?
Some kind of track meet, or was it the county?
They had it Special Olympics.
Oh, Special Olympics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Junior Olympics.
They do that every year at Tommy. Oh, that's pretty
they
big
just
deal.
had. They had all the elementary schools. I think it was. So.
Yeah, I want Leighton and Lorelei to get into track. Both of them can run like the wind.
Yeah.
They can run like the wind. Both of them great athletes, great in academics. You should see them singing though.
Really?
Oh my God.
Tell me they sing better than Grandpa.
Oh, they have.
Yeah, they do a little bit. Well, they got that voice though. I mean, they get a little bit from
they
there.
don't have.
Now, I don't know if you know this because I don't know how much you listen to the radio in your car, but Wildcat recorded your version of Country Roads. And he's got it
You
on.
better not have.
No. I heard it twice.
Was that the one you were singing with us?
Yep.
Oh, Jim, you were singing too, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
giving you the words because you didn't know them. Country roads, Mountain Mama, come on now. Everybody knows this except you, come on.
We were supposed to go to Atmore, Alabama. We are going tomorrow. My brother was driving down from Kentucky. They get all kind of bad tornadoes down there.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to hit them like days over, and it's going to hit again there Sunday. So they're not coming. My nephew that lives up in Huntsville, North Alabama is getting pretty bad. They're not going to be able to come, but some of us will be there. Lorelei, Leighton are going to go. Jared, Mariah, Johnny, Julie, my nephew, and all of his family. So we're still going over there. But this weather, man, it's going to be 90 degrees inland today, and then next Monday the high's like 70. Are they controlling?
I'll take Monday.
Are we controlling the weather?
Are you bringing your helmet? Bring a helmet.
I will have my tennis shoes and helmet on at all times.
At all times.
All
You
times.
never know. By
Talking about that.
This leads into our weather update for today. 2025 hurricane season. They've just came out. On the average, we have 14 named storms. In 2025, they're predicting 17. Hurricanes, average 7. They're predicting 9 in 2025. Major hurricanes, you get on average 3. In 2025, they're saying 7. So it's been hot. The water's a little bit warmer and stuff like that. Of course,
they pulled that last year though, and I don't think they were right. Were they?
No, we had a lot of them. We just didn't get hit.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, just
Those are the only ones I care about.
Just wanted to throw it out there for you. Yeah. Hopefully I can see Lorelei and Leighton later today or tonight.
Somebody texted me and says, "Man, it must be bad if you want to leave here and go to Cleveland." My buddy Tim that works with him.
Hey, that's true.
God's country, brother.
I'm telling
I'm
you.
from Ohio, and I've even laughed at that.
Listen,
Come on, man.
I'm telling you, that is, but it's
People
true.
who say that
That's
have
true.
never
That
been
is
there.
sad. I mean, for real, but
Just
it was
saying.
pretty funny.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We got a caller?
Yeah, but we got to take a break and we got to call Coach Patton.
Okay. All right. Let's take this
Gabbard,
break.
come on.
Talk to the legend.
All right, let's talk about some of these wonderful people we have. Jason, let's start out with Maxfield Sports Nutrition. Go during the daylight. It's safe. Just don't come at night. Where can we get up with you at?
We're on 23rd Street if you don't want to go to Pier Park. We're in the Del Coronado Village. We have a sample bar. We have our InBody 570. Has certified sports nutritionists on staff at both locations. Pier Park North has been, fairly quiet, but though if you want to head out there, we're right next to Dick's Sporting Goods. We got Melanie working there. She's getting certified with her sports nutrition. We got our InBody there, free sample bar. So if you want to come out, try any of our products, just stop by either store. I'll be in town from 10 to 7 today all day. So if you want to come in, bring your son or daughter in, we can get them started on a program, and we can put them on the InBody, start to track their skeletal muscle and body fat. Had a couple meal plans,
Awesome.
Come in.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're going to help them.
Are the blueberry donuts on that?
No. But most people, you just got to be as consistent. You can always have a cheat meal here and there. But if you're eating 90% consistent and have a couple donuts here and there, it's not as bad for you. So, but if you're interested in a meal plan, we can help you out with that as well.
If you're out there, you have a son or daughter, and you want to get it as getting a scholarship in any sport across the board is so hard now. You're not only competing with the best athletes in high schools and throughout the country, you're also competing with the best athletes that are already in college now. It's something totally different. But if you do want an advantage, please go sit down, talk with Jason Kovaleski. He knows what he's talking about. He can help you get bigger, stronger, faster. There's no doubt about that. He can make you healthier. Glenn, you get what's your favorite?
Gosh, I joint boost, and then I take the greens, and then the vitamins that he has, and then, gosh, what's the other two things I got?
You got the BPC for the joint repair, and then I think there's one other product I can't remember.
Yeah, let's don't mention that one product.
Thunder, no, it was the Thunder something.
Thunderstruck, the natural test booster hormone balancer. Yeah.
Yes. And Glenn, you want to celebrate again where the pencils came? My two granddaughters were listening from middle school.
Yeah, I said they've proved that the trees poop in the woods because that's where we get the number 2 pencils. So you
heard that? You heard here for Lorelei Layton. Tell your teachers today what Uncle Glenn taught you today going to school. Unbelievable. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We get back at the legend, Coach Jeff Patton. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The new app from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is designed specifically for sports fanatics like you. The sports content you demand is always on. Live stream our national and local sports talk anywhere you go. Reach us on all social media. You can also be a part of the show. Call and text into our studios. Plus, up-to-the-minute weather and traffic maps. The new app from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is available at the Apple Store and Google Play.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Friday's weather forecast. Partly sunny this afternoon and evening with a high near 80 and a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some clouds tonight, a light breeze out of the south-southeast and a temperature of 69. About the same tomorrow around 79 with some clouds and a wind out of the southeast at 13 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy and sprinkling Sunday and hot around 78. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey, this is David Hayes, and I want to invite you to Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar Monday evening at 6:30 for the national championship and some good old crawfish. The locals know where to go to get their fix for the best seafood boil in town. That's Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar. We'll give away T-shirts and other swag. Plus, what goes better with championship hoops than crawfish and cold beverages? Monday night, 6:30. Come enjoy the evening at Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar in beautiful downtown Panama City.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Scorpion TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200 plus entertainment and news networks. or watch thousands of movies on demand. All for just $45 a month when you use the ESPN NW promo code at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Scorpion TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Scorpion TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Scorpion TV logo. Don't forget our promo code ESPNNW.
Hi, this is Ryan Mulvey. Join me weekdays starting at 11 for the Inside Drive. The latest sports stories, the biggest reactions, and even sports betting right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, trying to get with Coach Jeff Patton. We're having a little difficulties right now. We're going to keep on trying to get that legend on here. I want to talk about some of the great sponsors we had. I'm really pumped up about Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street. Steve's been a swim coach, seems like forever, does an incredible job.
And still is.
And I tell you this new thing, and my roommate, I tell you all the time, he's got one, and he swears by it. I see him in Bay Point, too, and it looks like it'd be pretty cool. These new electrical bikes. He's got large selections there if you look into the electrical bikes. They also repair them. They repair them and make all models of bikes and electric bicycles. They're located in 1924 Southwest 23rd Street, right across from Sam's. They've been serving Bay County since 1979. They do an incredible job. If you're looking to get a bike, a used one or a new one, or if you got one that's like we do, the cheap ones and the tires stay flat, take them over there. They can get you some new tires that actually work and they keep air in them. Speaking of keeping air in, and I want to say this about this guy. This guy, Joe Hampton, was in here yesterday. Coach and I know him. He's 80 years old. He has the best. He's won more best wins ever in one season in Lee County history. We talked about that. 14. He lost the state championship game. And he goes, the good coaches now, the great ones now, they don't stay in it. They're getting out of it. And it's hurting the sport. And and we're talking about across the board, not just football, baseball, basketball. Well, we got one of the best in the entire Southeast right on the phone with us right now, and he's still in it. He's been in it for a long period of time. And, Jeff, we hope you continue to do this for a long period of time because we need people like you in the profession. But down in South Florida, they're talking about they can't keep coaches. They're having a hard time keeping coaches. So we appreciate what you do, what you give.
What we see here locally is probably why you can't keep teachers, though, because they don't respect authority. I mean, it starts at the high school level. It starts earlier than that. It starts in junior high and even elementary school.
Yeah.
Parenting, right. I mean, you can't discipline kids anymore because they either transfer or you get in trouble.
But anyway, I want to thank you because you've done what anybody could ever do. You've done more than most people ever do, and you could walk away from it, but you love it, and the kids love you, and you're good for it. So we're grateful that you're still doing it. I want to say that about you.
Yeah,
man. I appreciate it, fellas. Yeah, you guys, you did this a long time too, and it's not the same job it used to be. The kids still want to compete and play hard, but there's some other obstacles that weren't there 10, 15, 20 years ago. Social media leads to some of that. And, parents can be a little different and the kids can be a little different in this day and age, but you just got to find a different way to approach things. You just can't. I don't coach the exact same way I did 10 years ago. I've had to evolve and try some different tactics with kids. It's kind of what you do. If you stay with what you did 20 years ago, you probably won't be in it very much longer.
Yeah. Coach Pat, I know you've had a lot of success, and you're a humble guy. You don't brag about yourself, but I just want to ask you a question because you've had a ton of success for a long time. What's your best record? The fewest. Let's talk about losses because obviously, how many games when you can win a lot of games. What are the few losses you've ever had going into like the playoffs?
Yeah, I know we had, I think, 2. I think in 2019 maybe, or maybe it was even, I think it was maybe 2019. I think we went 27-3. I think we maybe lost.
Yeah. I
think we lost 2 games in the regular season and then obviously the game in the Final Four. So I think 3 is the least amount of losses. But here recently, we haven't lost more than 5 in quite a few years.
And you got 3 now, or 2 or 3 now?
We got 3 now, yeah. We got 3 now, and our work cut out for us here moving forward. But, yeah.
Okay.
And the reason you have those, nobody will play you Their schedule's brutal, and everybody around here is outstanding, and we got great coaches. I mean, this is baseball heaven. If you want to be coached up and have great coaches to work with your players and your kids, it's in the Panhandle of Florida. It's so big down here, up here.
Yeah.
Down there, there's just so many more people to choose from. You might have better skilled athletes down there because of the number of people that live down that way. But I wouldn't trade these coaches for anybody down there. I wouldn't.
No, and I think we're in an upswing too. It seems like there was a little lull there for I don't know exactly like with our our pro prospects in the Panhandle, things like that. But we're definitely in an upswing right now. I mean, it's if you think it's South Walton's doing, and obviously Arnold's got the two guys, and we got a bunch of teams over here ranked in the top 30.
Yeah.
In the entire state. Which is pretty impressive. I know us and South Walton and Arnold and Niceville. Niceville's up there too. They're Coach Bruce over there is doing a good job. He's getting them back to what they used to be. So, yeah, it's if you want to find good baseball games, they're there for you if you want to schedule them.
I remember back in the day, Tate was a
I was going to say, how about Tate? Are they getting any more?
Yeah, they're still good. It's kind of gone in cycles there. It seems like the last couple of years, Pensacola Catholic's kind of been the class over there, and seems like Pace is starting to come back. Tate's still good. But Catholic's kind of been the big dog over there the last couple of years. Yeah. So that's kind of I think those kids move around kind of like these kids move around.
Yeah.
And but no, Tate's still good. Maybe not quite what they were, but it seems like Pace is back. And Pace and Catholic right now over there seem to be. West Florida's pretty good too over there. Gulf Breeze.
We were just talking yesterday about that. Like all these transfers are happening right now just here in Bay County at this period of time. Spring football's getting ready to get cranked up. People jumping around. It's so much harder now for you guys to build a program, and then it's even harder to maintain one because, heck, them and their buddies get mad about something, they go to another school. So it's just a tough time now to be a coach or a teacher.
It is.
Both.
Yeah, those certain things you got to manage now with the for lack of a better word, the transfer portal in high school sports with school choice. We've been the beneficiary. We've gotten quite a few transfers in and pretty good players over the years. We feel like we do a lot of things well. And if, I think it's just the state of where we are, as a country. It's, if you don't like where you're at, you change your situation. I know it's, varying opinions on it with college football. But for me, if I've got a kid that doesn't want to be there, I wish them well. Find somewhere else to go. I'm okay with that. It'd be a little disingenuous for me to be upset if a kid left when when kids come in. It's just kind of the way it is. So, I want guys that want to be here, and it's just the way it is. It's it's an open door policy almost at every school, and with district policy and state policy, and you just kind of put your best foot forward. And I try not to think about those things. If a kid's going to leave, I'll try to coach, do the things that I want to do. But I have changed my philosophy on things, and there's certain things that maybe used to be important that, maybe weren't as important as I maybe thought they were, that I've had to change my philosophy on, and ever evolving. I kind of feel like I've done a good job with that, and we've maintained consistency. I think that's the thing I'm most proud of.
Yeah, personally, Jeff, just Coach Manley, I think, though, the culture of your school where the kids know you from first grade all the way through, I think that helps a lot.
So how many of your players are like that, like what Glenn's talking about, K through 12 or 1 through 12, whatever it is, have been with nowhere else? How many do you have like that?
I don't know the exact number, but we've got, I don't know if we have a ton in the baseball that are that, because, it almost seemed like we were, I don't know, I know a couple years ago, this is going to sound odd, but in 2022, we had that team that made the state championship game, the first one. I think we had one starting player that actually lived in our zone.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, but it seems like this year, I would say, maybe outside of 3 or 4 guys, most of our guys are Bozeman zone guys. We do have some, guys from other places, but like everybody does. But I'm not real sure, but there is quite a bit. And every year at Senior Rec, they honor, not just athletes, but all I think they call them the 13-year club. Yeah. So it's usually, I want to say it's usually anywhere from like 8 to 12 kids a year that graduate that went through all the way,
Yeah, and I know when I was there, when you walk through the campus, even the middle school and the elementary schools know all the coaches. They
yeah, we do a real good job.
Yeah.
Homecoming, we do this thing called the snake dance, where the band and the football players cheer. We'll go through the whole school, and it's it's really for the elementary kids. They do things where the high school kids will go read to the elementary kids and stuff like that. So you can see when they don't cross paths very often, but occasionally, if the elementary kids are walking down the hall and there might be a high school kid, they just kind of looking up at them. It's a good situation.
Hey, Jeff, do you mind if we hold you over just for a second? We run a little bit loud. I want to ask you about right here at the end of the year, the schedule, getting ready to make the playoffs and stuff. So, all right, we're going to come back with Coach Patton. But right now, let's talk about some of our wonderful people. Appreciate all of our great sponsors. J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive, the legendary J. Michael's. Today's special, Chris Fish. It's a grilled fish over a bed of rice. Onions, peppers, sauce, the special sauce, and it's outstanding. It's healthy for you, too. The best seafood, the coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's. Also, Beef O'Bray in Lynn Haven. You're out that way, go see Patrick. He does such a good job. Pat's the city commissioner of Lynn Haven. Beef O'Bray's Lynn Haven. They got great food. Wednesday's a big day over there. 10 wings inside for $9.99. March Madness, the Final Four this Saturday. Great place to go watch the game at Beef O'Bray's in Lynn Haven. Wildcat, we're over there in Lynn Haven. Where are we going to go after that?
If you're a smart man, let's say you've got that perfect woman in your life and you want to make her your wife and forever and forever and forever. And you want a one-of-a-kind ring for a one-of-a-kind woman, and they can design it and have it on her finger in 10 days. We're talking about engagement rings. We are talking about low prices, and we are talking about David Adamson Designer Jewelry, Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
Lynn Haven. Love it, man. Hey, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. You females out there. Breast cancer, skin cancer, 2 things you really got to be concerned with. Now, Dr. Ward does an incredible job. Offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. 5 minutes can save your life. Do what I do. Go see Dr. Ward. He is the best. Not even close. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your home for college basketball. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Auburn Tigers advance to the Final Four. This Saturday, it's the Florida Gators versus the Auburn Tigers. Final Four coverage starts at 2. Tip-off at 5, right here on your home for the Auburn Tigers and the Final Four.
And do it on the 3.
War Eagle. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Introducing Saltgrass at Ward Creek by Coulter Homes, a new home community opening soon in Panama City Beach. You're invited to the grand opening weekend, April 12th and 13th of this new community and 2 brand new designer decorated model homes. Thoughtfully designed homes with modern features and flexible floor plans with hundreds of personalized options, all just minutes from Pier Park, shopping, dining, and the beach. It's your chance to be a part of something new built around you. Preview homes at CoulterSaltgrass.com.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
He's the sexiest man on the planet.
Live and local from the J. Michael Studio on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We got the man, the myth, the legend on, Jeff Patton, the future Hall of Famer here in Bay County. Coach, I can't believe the season's almost over. Closer and closer to state playoffs. You got to have these guys playing at peak performance when we get in the state playoffs. You got to finish the season out strong. Who do you got left to play? And give us some names. Some of the kids are playing really well for you right now.
Yeah, we've got McCullough today at home, and then next week we got Freeport, Mosley, and Rutherford. So we've got 4 left. I think we're sitting at 18-3. Right now, currently, as tough as 2A's been, we're sitting right around the 2 seed with the rankings. So we just got to finish strong. We're fighting hard to kind of hold off some of them Jacksonville private schools where, if we can figure out a way to get that done and have a good seed, obviously it's beneficial for us. But Zach Flitcraft, and he's our leadoff hitter, and I think he's got 3 home runs, and he's also probably, if he's not our ace, he's one of our top 2 pitchers. And Lane Hathaway, they've been toting the mail for us on the mound. Aiden Forrest and Lakota Johnson, some of those, they've been pitching well for us. Blake Waits, Evan Wallace, actually pitched last night, got the win over at Destin. So, we got Lane Hathaway going today against McCullough with Zach Flitcraft coming in relief if necessary. And we're just trying to, we feel like if we can get these next 4, or at least 3-1 the next 4, that we've put ourselves in a really good position. Looks like we're going to be the 1 seed for the district tournament that Pensacola Catholic's hosting. So we're kind of looking forward to it. We got our lineup is deep. With Flitcraft and Brooks Skipper and Cash Zirkle, Lakota Johnson, Alex Goodwin. We had 3 home runs last night over there at Destin. So we feel like we're in a good spot. Honestly, we don't feel like we've kind of put it all together yet, where we had, the majority of our lineup clicking all at one time. It seems like we'll get a couple of guys hot and then a couple of guys will cool off. So we're hopeful we can maybe get this thing going where we feel like we're playing our best baseball late.
Well, when do those series start as far as 2 out of 3? Is that like after districts? Because that's a little bit newer dynamic this year than years past.
Yeah, it's very new. So, we have next week is the last week of the regular season, and then the following week is the district tournament. And we'll play on Monday, and if we win Monday, then the championship game will be on Wednesday. So the following week after that is when it starts, and it's best out of 3. So whoever the host school is, you play Monday and Tuesday at the host school, and then if you need a third game, you play Thursday at the other school.
So that home field advantage is really important this time around.
It is, and if you can have a high enough seed, maybe who you play, obviously a 2 seed to play a 7 seed,
right.
Where if you're in that 4-5, then it's going to be a little tougher, and then the next round is over there probably at Trinity Christian, and they're like top 10 in the nation. So, it's one of those deals, but we're trying to, I know it's coach speak, but we need to win today, right. Because the thing is, the way with these new rankings, it's like where it seemed like it used to be weight on the district games, like those games meant a little more, your rivalry games meant a little more. Now it's, every single game you play means just as much as the next one, so, because it's strength of record and your winning percentage and then, strength of schedule. So, I don't know how the formula works, but, every game is just as important, as the next one. So I think some of that's been lost in Florida baseball, where the rivalry and that those district games are so huge because that was your seeding, and then if you were top 2 in the district, then you got to go to the playoffs. So, but right now every single game is important because it's all about your overall ranking.
The price of baseball just went up. It's going to cost a lot more money to make it to a state championship.
Yeah, especially for us in the Panhandle, because our districts and regions range from here to Jacksonville. Some of them are Gainesville. In the middle of the state, they're not traveling this far. Right. But for up here in the Panhandle is where it's really going to be. You got Catholic over there. Jacksonville's going to probably have multiple teams in it. So you got to go to Jacksonville on a Monday and a Tuesday. Do you drive back and forth 4 hours? Or you stay the night? I don't know. We'll figure all that out. But
let me ask you this: when you get to the state championship game, I'm sure they got it all figured out, how many days it's going to take to get all these games played and stuff like that, weather involved and everything else. But how does it work down there? Will there ever be a chance in the state championship series where you play 2 games in one day?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever go to it. Right now, you play these games at 3, and then you go to the Final Four, and it's single elimination.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, the Final Four itself is single elimination, but But I mean, they could. You know, I don't know why you couldn't do a 4-team, you know, double elimination. You play.
Well, to me,
that one more day to it, but that would make more sense.
Yeah, I don't understand it. So you do it till you get this, then it goes back to 1. That's weird.
It goes back to 1. Yeah.
I think it should be single elimination until the Final Four if you couldn't play those games, and then the Final Four should be 2 out of 3 because that's where you're really going to see the top teams and get into depth of pitching, your lineup and stuff like that. So to me, the Final Four should have been that way, but I did think it was odd that it was reversed.
That's weird.
Well, some of those schools down south, you can't keep your guys on parole. They can't be out more than one day. So, come on, let's go.
But they use back.
That's right.
Hey, now this is not high school. This is college baseball. The SEC got 10 top 10 teams in the country. 8 are ranked in the top 10, and I think the other 2 from the ACC and one from the ACC. I think 1 from the Big Ten. I think.
Let's go.
Clemson and FSU.
Okay, 2 from the ACC. Is that? I don't know how much you get to watch the college game stuff, but is that just because the SEC gets a lot of love, or it's just because of where the schools are located, the weather, how big baseball is in the South? What's the deal with that? Are we overrated, or is it pretty correct?
Well, I don't think it's overrated, but I think the location definitely has a lot to do with it. There's probably in the Southeast Florida probably more baseball players than other parts of the country, but I mean, the money is part of it too. Obviously the SEC has got, more money. I know the Big Ten does too, but I think weather plays a big role in that. I don't know that a lot of baseball players like to play in the cold weather. So, and it's pretty cold up there still moving through. They play games in February and March, and I know they try to play on the road and go to tournaments and stuff, but, when you're off season and your fall and your winter workouts, I think that's probably a reason why maybe the Big Ten schools may trail a little bit in baseball, just weather is a huge factor in baseball. When it's cold, it's no fun to play baseball. So.
Jeff, I want to tell you this. I want to give a shout out to the great state of Mississippi. They, baseball there, you got Southern Mississippi baseball team's outstanding. Every year we have a great baseball program. We've won national championship at Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Now, I'm from Alabama, but I know sports in that state don't get a lot of credit. Baseball there, I'm telling you now, is the king of high school athletics. The baseball coaches in Mississippi get fired quicker than the football coaches there. Baseball is huge in the state of Mississippi.
And they invest in their facilities, too.
Yeah.
Their facilities in high school are really nice.
You play some of those you've seen some of those high school teams over there. They're serious over there. They love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about investment, from the states and the district and how they want to invest in these programs. Here in Bay County, most of our investment is on the backs of booster clubs, and that's what we're all doing. We're all fighting to raise money. We're all fighting to put as good a product as we can on the field, and it's just it's the way business is done. And thankfully for us, our booster club is fantastic. They've probably raised more money this year. We've got some new things that we're doing, and it seems to be working. And it pours right back into the kids. So, we've done a good job with that.
I'm really kind of buttering you up. If you're getting close to 30 years, there's a job over there that you need to think about one day. It pays a lot. It pays a lot, and you go win big. You'll win big there.
I'm still recruiting Arnold.
I tried to get him over there. I did my best to get him over there in the past.
I tried a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm like a barnacle. I just stay put.
Hey, man, I appreciate you spending time with us. Good luck to you, and we'll talk to you next Friday, okay?
Hey, thanks, fellas. I appreciate it.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you. Jason, I know football players, weightlifters come in there quite a bit, but what about the other sports? Basketball, weightlifting, baseball. Do you see many of those guys? I think Moss and them came in there.
Yeah, we have all different types of athletes because there's different, diets and different things that you're going to eat and use for different types of sports. Swimmers are not going to eat the same thing as an offensive lineman in football, and they don't need to because obviously you need to be a little bit more flexible. Same thing with wrestling because those guys are cutting weight. You got to be very careful about them putting on too much weight during the season. So you have to use different types of products for different sports, and male, female is different too. I mean, the bodies are completely made up differently, so you have to be careful what what you feed a female versus a male. I mean, to put on some muscle as a female is a little bit different than a male. I mean, you're going to eat less calories, but just get higher protein. But we have a little bit of knowledge of, all sports, all athletes and what they're trying to accomplish. And we can help you no matter what sports you're in. You can come down and utilize our free sample bar. We have our InBody 570. That's a really good tool to be able to track the results once we put you on a program. So you come down and talk to me. I'll be there 10 to 7 today on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village, or you can go out and talk to Melanie or my mom at Pier Park. And my mom played college basketball at Ohio State. She's got a lot of knowledge of how to, eat as an athlete. Melanie's, in the fitness industry, and she does a lot of the natural bodybuilding shows here locally. So she has a lot of knowledge about nutrition as well. So either location, go in and talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about.
Go do it. I guarantee you're going to benefit. Your health will be better. We're talking about these high school programs, and I'll say this right now, in my opinion, and talking to college coaches, everybody else out there, the great state of Georgia and Texas, if you're a high school coach, that's where you want to be now. It used to be back when we were coming, everybody talked about get to Florida. It pays well, great weather, great place to live, and it was. But right now, you go there, they're paying coordinators big-time money. Some schools in Georgia, the defense, offense coordinators don't have to do much at all, if anything, maybe a weightlifting class or something like that. And the head coaches they do nothing but football. A lot of jobs in that great state of Florida do that, and the pay is so much more for coaches and teachers in Georgia. It's incredible. Texas is the same way. But it made me sad talking to a Hall of Famer yesterday, Coach Joe Hampton. He said La Rosa, the county AD in Lee County at one time, he got upset, went to a couple principals, and he goes, look, we're trying to get the football program strong like they used to be. We got to get these top-notch coaches in here. And he goes, we questioned these principals. Why do you hire these certain people? A guy had been 2-22 or something like that, or whatever, 2-20, whatever it was, terrible record. They fire him. They hired an assistant coach that had never been a head coach before, that was on the staff. They had worked for the guy. He goes, the only thing he knows, he learned from the guy you just got rid of. He goes, I don't understand it. He goes, I'm the principal. I hire whoever I want. He goes, yeah, but I'm the county AD, and the superintendent told me we want to make things better.
Right.
So in a lot of different places, you get hired about who you know, who you're with, friends with the superintendent. It's not your background. And we say it all the time. You want to be at a great program, it starts with the superintendent, number one. He has to demand that if we're going to be good across the board at every single sport. Then it goes to the principal, because he's the one that really does makes the final selection.
Right.
Then it goes to people like Glenn was, the athletic directors. They got to go through resumes and get the best. They got to do all the work, check out their background, call people. And people are lazy now. A lot of people do it the easiest way, and that's the reason they never have a good program at those certain schools that we all know about throughout the state of Florida. It starts at the top, though, Glenn.
The other thing, too, is, though, if you got a guy that's got, not only his wife, but he's got 2 or 3 kids. When he comes in, he has to be able to support those people. Right. So if you're not paying them anything, they're not going to. Yeah, so they're going to weigh everything. It's not just the school; it's the whole community. What can they do? Yeah.
If you want it, complain about it, get after another, you'll get what you want.
Yeah.
All right, just like Newbies, you want to have a great time. The place to go where it is safe, that's Newbies. They got bouncers everywhere. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. Newbies 2 on the Curve. Go watch the Final Four. Head down to the Mothership, have a great time. Charlotte's going to have the best bands, not just the weekend, but every single night during spring break. And they check, you're going to be 18 or older to get in that place. I guarantee you that. Security's outstanding there. Go to Newbies, have a great time. 4 great locations. We have a Legends in here every Monday. This guy is incredible. Dr. Chad Mitchell, he has people come from all over the Southeast just to be operated on. He's that good. Robotic surgery, he does it the old-fashioned way. This will be his 26th. This is incredible to me. 26 years he's given up his weekends to take care of Bay County athletes. You just don't see that anywhere anymore for anyone. The legendary Chad Mitchell. Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason Kovaleski, his business, that's who he goes with. At home, his personal house, he goes with Stevenson Air Conditioning.
Yeah, right. My mom's yesterday servicing her air conditioner for the summer.
Did you hear that? His mother used the Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're coming out Wednesday. They're coming out Wednesday, 1 o'clock, and they're going to do our biannual service.
Yep.
It's going to help it run better. It's going to keep your power bill
cold
lower.
In there yesterday.
They do a great job, man. Here we go again. Locals taking care of locals.
Absolutely.
I try to take care of Glenn all the time. He's local.
You have on the radio.
Stevenson Air Conditioning, number 1. We'll be right back.
Local or local? Local.
I'll tell you between breaks.
Loco.
We get back. Jim Brandt, All you need to know about Florida State. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Auburn fans, let's hear it.
This is an open three.
You've earned this one.
And he knocked him down.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your spot for the SEC champion Auburn Tigers. Congratulations to Coach Pearl and the Auburn Tigers for a historic season. And we're not done yet. The madness is just starting. Listen to the Tigers plow through the tournament right here. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Friday's weather forecast. Partly sunny this afternoon and evening with a high near 80 and a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some clouds tonight, a light breeze out of the south-southeast and a temperature of 69. About the same tomorrow, around 79 with some clouds and a wind out of the southeast at 13 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy and sprinkling Sunday and hot around 78. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Want to experience the ultimate car wash? At Tommy's Express, you'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading, flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Try us for free. Text WASH 415 to 86697 to send our best wash, The Works, directly to your phone. You'll love the sudsy clean, ceramic wax, underbody flush, spot-free rinse, and tire gloss. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today. Offer valid to new guests only. By participating, you consent to receive promotional and information text from Tommy's Express. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies.
Beach Pizza, formerly Marcy's Pizza, is back with more hours and more pizza. Beach Pizza has new owners and now open every day, 11 to 11. Pizza by the slice, whole pies, wings, pretzels, garlic knots, and more choice eats in East PCB. I finally tried a slice, and it was a thin crust, totes, cheesy slice of paradise. 8815 B Thomas Drive, online at beachpizzapcb.com. Call ahead, 850-775-4053.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels Studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. Well, what's the bad news? Your hat's on fire.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! Our FSU update is brought to you by the legendary newbies. Glenn, you love the new one over in St. Andrews.
Absolutely.
You ever get out there and sit around the fire pit?
Actually, it's a great. You can see the bay. And,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Just a nice little.
It's even more beautiful when you're out sitting there.
Yep.
Holding my hand.
Yep.
Nice.
Running up the tab.
Nice. All right, FSU updates brought to you by Newbies. We got 4 great locations. You got Newbies too. Watch all the sporting events. Head down to the mothership. The best bands in the Southeast every single night during spring break and the summer. Get out, Newbies. Have a great time. Jim, what do you got for us today?
Okay, we're going to focus a little bit on FSU football. We've been talking about baseball mostly because they're doing so well and it's in the season, but. You know, FSU's known for football, too, in the past, and I'm just going to focus on 4 games on their schedule, and I want your honest opinions, and I don't want you to hem and haw and take 20 minutes to evaluate James Hale and get out your how many 5 stars that they have. Okay? So we're going to talk about Alabama. We're going to talk about Alabama, Miami, Clemson, Florida, and I'm not even going to talk about the rest of the schedule. Okay. We're going to start with Elvis. Who wins Alabama and Florida State? I'm saying that Alabama's going to beat them. They're going to lose.
Close. Bama.
I don't want close, okay?
Bama.
Okay.
Close.
Glenn.
You don't even have to ask me. You know what it is.
Florida State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason.
Alabama.
All right.
All right. Let me eat these donuts back out of the way.
I changed it.
All right. Miami. Now, Miami is October 4th. I'm going to say they're going to lose to the Hurricanes. We're going to start with Jason, and we'll change it up. Jason, what do you say? What say you? Because you always talk about the Hurricanes.
If Carson Beck's healthy, Miami's got actually a really good roster this year, defense line, offense line, but it's all about Carson Beck's health because we saw the backup quarterback in the bowl game after Ward went out. That was ugly. So
where's that game played at?
At Florida State.
Yeah, in Tallahassee. So
okay, Jason.
Still got Miami.
Glenn?
FSU.
Okay, Elvis?
Gus Malzahn. That's all I got to say. FSU.
Okay.
If Miami's defense is as bad as it was last year.
Yeah, that's true. They weren't very good.
Yeah. All right. Call in at halftime and change your vote.
I will.
On November 5th, at Clemson. I have them losing to Clemson. Clemson's a tough place to play. Glenn, you go first this time.
I'm going FSU. I am not changing my.
Oh.
This might be his best.
Okay, Elvis.
I think Clemson. That defense is good. The quarterback, he's talking good.
Coming back.
Dabo, I like Clemson.
All right, Jason.
I got Clemson in that one. I think this is his better team. Yeah. They played pretty well against Texas last year in the playoffs, and they got a lot of guys back.
Yeah.
All right, and the last one is at Gainesville on November 29th. I have them losing to the Gators.
Gators are back, baby. Florida.
What say you?
Florida's
Elvis?
back. Florida's back.
Okay, Jason.
As long as DJ Lagway's healthy, Florida's going to be pretty good this year. Florida.
All right, Glenn, of course, you're going to go with?
FSU.
FSU.
And my heart's with Glenn, trust me. I mean,
now, here are the other games that we didn't take the time to talk about. September 6th, they have East Texas A&M. I've never even heard of that team. I got to be honest. I've been following my whole life. I've never heard of that team.
Oh, that's a win.
Okay, I think that would be a win. Kent State, I'm very familiar with them.
Yep.
I got to tell this story, though, about Kent State, because I'm from Akron. The two schools are about 12 miles apart.
Right.
Okay, I was a freshman, 1974. Kent was still very good back then. This is right after Nick Saban played there.
Yeah.
After Jack Lambert played there. They were still very good. We go there, okay, and I told Nick Saban this when he recruited Eddie Williams. I said, yeah, you were a GA in 1974. And of course, he didn't remember. He goes, How did you guys do? He goes, well, you beat us like 51-10. And Gary Pinkel, who coached at Missouri was on the Kent State staff. So they were, at one time, they were very good. Not so much anymore. All right, I think that's a win. How about Virginia? I don't know. That's
Florida State.
I think Florida State. Virginia's struggling a little bit right now.
Gus Malzahn.
And then they got Pitt. And Pitt's also up and down. They're still hard to
I'm
predict.
going to FSU. Where's that game played? Do you know?
That is at Florida State.
FSU.
I'm not marking them down.
That's 4. I got 4 wins right there.
All right. Then they have Stanford. Now, obviously, it's one time Stanford was pretty competitive.
Right.
They had David Shaw and Harbaugh. They
just fired their football coach.
Yeah, they were a mess right now.
They just fired. Yeah,
FSU.
Yeah, I would think so too. Wake Forest, same thing. They've been kind of good lately.
Yeah, Clawson's gone, so FSU. I think.
FSU.
Yeah.
I think a lot of this depends on the first game of the season. If they can beat Alabama, they could get on a roll.
Yeah.
That's a huge game for both teams.
Yeah.
I mean, just for momentum going into the season, especially after last year. I mean,
And then the other two are Virginia Tech and at North Carolina State. And those
Virginia Tech's notoriously a hard game for them. I would still pick Florida State just because of the talent, but that is a tough game usually for Florida State.
NC State's usually a hard game too.
Yeah.
Right.
I got them. If going by that, I got them going 9-3.
Wow.
Yeah, I could see it, But, we call, in this room, I think we all kind of got fooled. We all drank the Kool-Aid last year.
Right.
The biggest, strongest, best, this, that, and the other, and went out there and just laid an egg.
Well, if you scrimmaged each other last year, you would be.
Remember, they said that defense for real. They can't even move the ball.
This is the fastest, strongest.
They couldn't move the ball against anybody.
Maybe it's because you're playing against DJ who couldn't move the ball against anyone.
Yeah, whoever their beat writers were, they should.
Yeah.
I don't call for anybody's job, but they said this was the fastest, biggest, most athletic defensive line we've ever had.
We're going to move the ball. We just don't know which direction.
Well, look, the year before they'd won 13 games.
They were 13-1.
Yeah, what?
But that defensive line, 2 of those guys are rookie of the years of the NFL.
big-time NFL.
Yeah,
they had some internal issues. We all know it. We all know it.
That's why I think that first game's hugely important. When after they lost to Georgia Tech in England, we all talked about that game. Why would you go there for your first game and have possibly some fatigue from travel?
But to be fair, I don't think any of us in here knew that Georgia Tech was going to be as good as they were.
No.
They're going to be good, but I didn't think they were going to be that good.
Unfortunately, they had every opportunity to win that game too. So it wasn't like they were blown out or they just gave up. But after that, it just seems like the morale of the team just went completely downhill, and they need to fight that if they lose to Alabama this year.
In this room, what's the win total that our boy Norvell has to get before the heat gets turned up on him?
I think 8 games.
I think if he wins 8, he's good shape.
Yeah.
Glenn, what say you?
I'd say 9. He needs to win 9. I think. I'll still vote for him.
I'm telling you, I think Gus Malzahn. Everybody's going to be going, man, that was a great hire. I really believe that.
Well, I know when we played them in 2013, when they did that little quick set where they were huddled up about 4 feet from the ball and they just turned around and ran a play. That's tough to diagnose because.
We got a call. Let's take this call. Good morning.
Good morning. I have.
What's up, Michael?
Well, 9-3. I like that. Glenn Manley. He's picking FSU the weight. Ben Bird used to pick the Vols when they were playing at Lexington against Kentucky. Oh, yeah, we're going to win. Get real. That's Rick's daddy, if you don't remember. Anyway,
I know.
The coach at Belmont.
You going to put up that, Glenn?
No, I'm just listening to him.
I'm speaking the truth.
He's making lists.
He's a guy from West High. You're the Blue Jays.
I have
That's your
played
mascot.
on that field. I have played on that field, but I never went there. I played in that gymnasium. Never went there. You think I'm my uncle? He's retired to Texas and has a cattle ranch. Believe it or not, after fighting his way through the Pacific during the '60s.
Well,
he fought at every Marine Corps base and outside and spent time in the brig. You know who he is. You're right. Anyway,
Mike,
that ain't me.
You being a Tennessee guy, is Vanderbilt Stadium going to be ready this year, or are they going to be in? What's the progress with their stadium? Do you know?
It's ready to accept any number of losses.
It's ready for all the Alabama fans to come and take it over.
It looks like Wake Forest Stadium.
Oh, man.
The end zones are reversed. But anyway, y'all are right about FSU, I think. I believe they ambushed Bama on August 30th. Now, October 4th, I'm going to be playing golf, I think. So I don't really care what happens. But Miami's a fraud, man. They got that quarterback. They had a quarterback last year, and they give up. I don't know. Maybe this guy can throw outside the numbers, unlike the dude that's going to go number one to Tennessee, where they're going to make a big mistake probably. Hopefully they'll get off of him. But that's all it had. I just got a solution for the violence, folks. What's your area code down there?
850.
Okay. Add 20 to 850. What do you get?
870.
That's right. That's the solution. 870 pump Remington shotgun. With the plugs out. High brass.
Amen.
You shoot some of them dudes. You put buckshot in the balls of some of the, and I'm sure it's almost all men.
Basketballs he's talking about for the kiddos out there.
Right. Well, whatever. Yeah, make them cry. Or you can set off a flashbang, and they'll start running. And maybe they'll get in the road and get ran over. But anyway, juveniles do not have a right to have firearms.
You're chipper today.
The Second Amendment protects non-felons, and that's it. Now, the solution is to start prosecuting these kids and keeping their records and telling them that they can't hold a firearm till they're 30 or whatever.
Forever.
And that'll help cut down things. There's no magic solution. No. I will tell you this, Jason. Don't let browsers into your store.
Right.
Now, you think you can get some impulse buyers. You do a double, and 2 inches of Lexan's pretty good too. But a double door where you can lock automatically and get a shoplifter in there. And, we know what they call a doorway. Everybody knows that from Iraq and everything. The vertical coffin. And then you get some nice little young girls in there, in their 20s that look younger, and teach them how to use firearms.
Yeah, but then Jason won't get nothing
to use them.
And have a good lawyer.
Believe me, anybody who works down there is good looking. Believe me, Jason's smart.
Well, that's what. Hey, I've been down there in February, man, and they had ugly Hooters girls back then. Okay, back in the winter.
That was a junior varsity.
That's why they're going out of business.
That's right. That is the replacements. The replacements. You can.
All right, Mike. We got to take a break.
I'll talk to you later. Go Vols. Go Auburn.
Go Vols. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. I love the Vandergriff family. You've known them, Don, Judy. Legendary people, legendary family. Kyle does an incredible job. Their son is unbelievable. Everything he touches turns to gold. The local 115, they're open now, new hours, Wednesday through Friday. Incredible. They have the best crab cakes you'll get anywhere. Go check it out. You love it. Oysters, you name it, they got it. The gumbo, everything you think of, they got right down there. Go watch all the March Madness games. They got all kind of draft beer. The Tommy Olivers are pretty good. Go have a great time. The local 115, located in historical Panama City. Go check it out. We think you'll love it. 115 Harrison Avenue, the local 115. It's like a Bay County Hall of Fame down there. It's unbelievable. Also, Kyle opened another business. It's incredible. TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting. They design it, they build it. Commercial, residential, the guy is incredible. But I'm telling you, if you were in the business for a new roof, yours is getting old, you know you need one, you had any type of damage whatsoever, you call Kyle Vandegrift. You call Vandegrift Roofing and General Contracting, and they'll take it, and they'll take good care of you. They're the best. Great prices. They do great work. TK Vandy Roofing. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jeff Spiegel, Alabama update. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Head first slide to RBI triple.
Tonight, the Atlanta Braves will be at the Miami Marlins.
A walk-off home run, and the Braves win it.
We'll have live coverage from Lone Depot Park in Little Havana coming up at 6.
First pitch at 6:15.
Listen in a rich audio experience on your home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Friday's weather forecast. Partly sunny this afternoon and evening with a high near 80 and a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some clouds tonight, a light breeze out of the south-southeast and a temperature of 69. About the same tomorrow, around 79 with some clouds and a wind out of the southeast at 13 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy and sprinkling Sunday and hot around 78. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, this is David Hayes, and I want to invite you to Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar Monday evening at 6:30 for the national championship and some good old crawfish. The locals know where to go to get their fix for the best seafood boil in town. That's Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar. We'll give away T-shirts and other swag. Plus, what goes better with championship hoops than crawfish and cold beverages? Monday night, 6:30. Come enjoy the evening at Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar in beautiful downtown Panama City.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction, be part of a winning team.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa. Alabama updates brought to you by the one and only local companies, local people taking care of local stuff at Panhandle, Florida. That is Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime, day or night. Give them a call. They'll be there. Again, I'm getting mine serviced. Jason, you just had your serviced. We called. They're going to come out Wednesday, 1 o'clock, service ours. That power bill is going to go down. Your production is going to be so much better. The heat is on almost 90 degrees. Today, parts of the Panhandle.
Get that service now. That way it's running smoothly when the heat comes on, so it doesn't run all day long.
And then on Monday, the high is going to be 70. Weird. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Alabama update, Stevenson Air Conditioning. Let's bring on the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Jeff Spiegel. Jeff, how you doing this morning?
Anybody else?
Hello.
So well.
Jeff? There we go. Jeffrey?
How's it going?
Hey, what's up, big guy?
I'm just enjoying this beautiful day in Pelham, Alabama, and looking forward to cutting grass for the first time today.
All right.
Here you go.
What, great job. Listen, I want to get into football real quick with you. Got a lot of things to cover with you. Alabama, Florida State. We just got through talking about Florida State. I really believe Gus Malzahn is going to be a big, huge improvement at FSU. I think he's going to be the difference, them having a good year. That week 1 game against Alabama, I think it's going to be a tough game for Bama. They got 8 guys coming back on defense. Gus Malzahn's offense, Jeff, you've seen it up. When they got a quarterback that can run and throw, they're hard to stop. You've seen it for all those years when he was at Auburn. He didn't have to do anything but get the offense ready. He doesn't have to recruit. And I will say this. I've coached a long time. When you base out of a 4-2-5 and you go up against an option offensive team like Gus Malzahn can do, he's got a little bit of wing T in it. He's got the option in it. He's got the option pass off it that they've always killed Bama with. You're not going to stop his offense with 4-2-5, and that's what Bama base out of. Now, I know Womack is a great coach. I know he'll have it schemed up pretty good. I know he's going to go watch all these films that he's coached against, or he's seen against Gus Malzahn. But if they try to line up in a 4-2-5 to stop that offense, they're going to run the ball, they're going to eat the clock up, and that's going to be a very competitive football game. We've been talking about that week 1 game. Tickets are going about $800 a pop in Tallahassee. The stadium's smaller now. It's nicer now, more luxury now. What do you think about that game? I mean, I know it's way early, but I'm just thinking outside the box. That 4-2-5, I never have really liked that defense. It's a defense you use against passing teams, not really running teams, and everybody's throwing the ball to the field. It's a Big 12 defense against those spread offenses. But he did, I give him credit, he did during the season kind of make these different adjustments, and they did play a lot better. But who do you like, and what do you think could happen in that week 1? I know it's way too early, but let's talk about it anyway.
Well, I like Alabama to win the game, and it's critical they do win the game, because no matter what is going on with the Florida State program, no matter how much they say they've improved and all of that, the perception from the Alabama fan base here is that it's a program that has seen its better days. Mm-hmm. And that Alabama is a program that, I don't care if you're playing at Doak Campbell, I don't care where you're playing. I mean, you should be able to beat Florida State. And a lot of fans will look at this and they'll forget the Gus Malzahn has been hired, forget how much improvement they made toward the latter part of the season. They expect Alabama to go out there, to go down there and beat Florida State week 1. And if they don't, then it gets the 2025 season off to a very rocky start for Kalen DeBoer, no question.
No doubt about that. The quarterback battle, I said all along I thought it was going to be Simpson, and then maybe throughout the year that true freshman, if he's as good as everybody says he is, he might take over sometime during the year. But what are you hearing about the quarterback race? Who do you think it's going to be?
Well, I heard part of an interview yesterday from the new receiver they got from Miami, Isaiah. What's the last name? Help me.
Horton.
Yeah, Isaiah Horton, right. And he told me all I needed to know. He said that the chemistry, between him and the other receivers, and he said this guy Ty Simpson is a stud. So that's all I needed to know. I mean, I knew the quarterback race was over. I mean, before it even started. Ty Simpson is the heir apparent, and apparently he's done a lot of things, to earn that leadership and earn that title. He's part of the leadership council, which I think is big. He's one of the leaders on that team, called out by his teammates and recognized for that. So there's no doubt he's going to be the guy who's going to be under center when they go to Tallahassee.
When he was coming out of high school, when we knew some of the coaches up there, recruiting people up there, and they said to the coach, this kid from Tennessee is the real deal. And we knew he had all the talent. And another thing, too, he can run better than people think. Now, he's not a Milroe, not a 4.37, but who else is? Right. But he definitely can run the football. And he's got his time. He's been there. He's paid his dues. He's smart. So I think, you know what? I think we're going to be, I'll say it right now, we're going to be better at quarterback than we've been the last 2 years, in my opinion, throwing the ball.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think he's got a better arm. I haven't seen it in total display, but I agree with you. And he does have some wheels. A couple of years ago, he had a long run for a touchdown in one of those games against an FCS school. I can't remember what the school was. Now, he dropped the ball before he crossed the goal line. So that was a fundamental error, but he outran everybody to the end zone, and that was impressive. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. I think he's got a good receiver group to work with. An elite receiver group to work with. This kid who's coming in from Miami had 56 catches, about 600 yards last year, 5 touchdowns. So he's legit. So they've got an elite group of receivers for him to work with.
You got 5 coaches up there making over $1 million apiece on the coaching staff. The board's approved it. It's time to turn this thing around. 9 wins, not going to get it done in Alabama. The schedule's brutal. You're at Georgia. You got to go to Auburn. It's a tough schedule. All the schedules in the SEC are tough. Don't you agree? He better win 10 games and make the playoffs this coming up year, I think.
Well, I think he does. I'm not going to say they fire him if he doesn't do that. But I'm saying the pressure is just going to be ratcheted up several notches, if he doesn't make the playoff. And, the more and more positive talk you hear, in the spring, the higher the expectations go in the fall. And they certainly expect them to perform better, week in and week out, than they did last year. There were just some games that kind of left you scratching your head, what's going on down there. Yeah. But he's got his guys in. He's got his offensive coordinator in there. And I think people are expecting big things, and they should.
Jeff, we got to take a break. We're going to hold you over, talk a little bit about Auburn, that basketball game this weekend, and we'll talk more about, if you have time, we'll talk more about Bama football, Auburn football. Another coach, it's time to win. Their recruiting is unbelievable, but it's time to win some ball games. Right now, let's talk about some of our great people. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. You want a great meal, get out Beef O'Brady's. You watch the Final Four, that's the place to do it. You're over in Lynn Haven. Pat Perno's the city commissioner over there, does an incredible job. Customer service at Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven is unbelievable. They treat you like family there. Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. Lynn Haven. Wildcat, we're already over in Lynn Haven. Let's go I want to get Jeff something special. I can make it and have a design there. Get him a nice necklace. What could Russ do for us?
They can help you design.
Who are they?
Something. They are David Adamson Designer Jewelry, and they can help you design anything that you can create in your mind. They can help you design it in 10-karat gold, 14-karat gold. Gold's at an all-time high right now. They can design it like an engagement ring. They can design a one-of-a-kind engagement ring, have it on her finger in 10 days, and they do it for less than anybody. It's David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
Russ and Amber can do it all. They're incredible.
Highway
love
77, Lynn Haven.
Love them. I just love Dr. Ward, too, every Wednesday right here. Dr. Ward's got offices, man, from Pensacola to town. Everywhere you're listening right now, Dr. Ward's got an office there. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. If you're a female out there, you better check yourself for breast cancer and skin cancer all the time, because that's the 2 most deadly things that women have to deal with. Now, when you get older like Glenn, you can probably have skin cancer. Look at that. It doesn't look right, doesn't feel right. We got to get him checked out. 5 minutes can save your life. We'll be right back with Jeff Spiegel, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Friday's weather forecast. Partly sunny this afternoon and evening with a high near 80 and a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some clouds tonight, a light breeze out of the south-southeast and a temperature of 69. About the same tomorrow, around 79 with some clouds and a wind out of the southeast at 13 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy and sprinkling Sunday and hot around 78. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hello?
Honey, my radio is making this loud squeaking noise when I'm stopping my car. I really think I might need new speakers.
Oh, why don't you try turning down the radio, hon?
It just got worse.
Maybe we should take it down to Alford Tire and Service Center, and maybe they can figure out what's going on. At Alford Tire and Service Center, we provide peace and quiet with the radio off. So if your car is making a strange noise, come and see us for your free visual safety inspection today. Located on Tyndall Parkway in beautiful Callaway, we do it all at Alford Tire and Service Center.
Pier Park, get ready to shake things up. Paradise Nutrition is now open. Craving flavor and fitness? We've got you covered. Loaded teas, protein-packed shakes, gourmet coffees, and refreshing drinks. From our signature Jimmy Buffett tea to Reese's shake, Paradise Nutrition has over 600 flavor combos. Need energy? Appetite control? We've got add-ons like boba, biotin, collagen, and probiotics. Plus, try our donut whole shot appetite suppressant. Paradise Nutrition, Pier Park, next to Target.
Give him a call. Phone lines are open. 850-215-6290. The Coach James Hale Show is taking your calls live and local. From the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
He's coming back home. Whoa! Eagle! Hey! Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna, Glenn. War Eagle, baby. All you Auburn fans throughout the Panhandle, Florida. Good luck this week. It's going to be tough against the Florida Gators. Hopefully, if we got time, Jeff, I want to come back and talk SEC baseball. Bama's really got it going well right now. Auburn's not where we would like for them to be. And I also want to talk to you the greatest Florida college. As a matter of fact, we'll hold on to Auburn because I do want your opinion on this, and I know I'll forget if I don't ask you right now. Here are my favorite, in my opinion, the best coaches of all time in college football. Bear Bryant, Woody Hayes, Nick Saban, and Bobby Bowden. I'm just curious, you've covered college football your whole life. Who do you like? I know Osborne's out there. Pete Carroll was a great one, but I don't think he did it long enough. Who are your 4 greatest coaches of all time in college football?
Well, I certainly think Bear Bryant's up there. He's way up there. He's number one. You got the right guy, number one there. I never was a great Woody Hayes fan.
5 national championships.
Because but he certainly does have that great resume. I'm going to throw a name out here. Now it's a guy from kind of a different era, but Bud Wilkinson at Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I said that.
You're right. You're right. I agree.
I think he won did he win 47 games in a row or something like that at one point?
Yeah.
I think it was 55 regular season.
Yeah, 55 or something.
55 regular season games, 47. Oh, yeah. Who was the coach that beat him in the Sugar Bowl to do that? He was at Kentucky, Paul Bear Bryant. Okay, go ahead.
Imagine he brought that up.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. But no, and I worked up in Tennessee for a couple of years and didn't really know the rich history of Tennessee football before I moved up there, But General Nayland up there is held in high regard.
He's a great one.
For what he did at Tennessee. I know I'm going back, even before our time, Coach. But but those were great names from way back when. But I love John McKay at USC. I thought he
was good.
Yeah. He was a great personality too.
Oh yeah.
But you got the Mount Rushmore guys right. You got them right. I mean, those are definitely the right ones, I think.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I try to be right all the time. All right, let's get into Auburn. Let's break down this. Jace and I were talking off the air. I had Florida when they beat Auburn. At Auburn, I said, Florida's going to win the national championship. I watched them beat Alabama. I said, Florida's going to win the national championship. I watched Duke versus Alabama, and I said, wow.
Duke's going to win the
national championship. But I got to stay with my Gators.
Yeah.
I love Auburn. If Broom's healthy, like Jason said, if he's healthy, I feel good about Auburn. But I can't get over that game. Florida went into Auburn and beat them like that. You just don't see that happen at Auburn. Auburn doesn't lose at home, but Florida took it to them. Who do you like in the Florida? Break it down for us. Florida, Auburn, who do you like?
Well, I feel the same way you did. I was at Neville Arena when Florida came to Auburn and beat Auburn. I was in seat 222 on press row, way up in the rafters. And that's really a great place to watch a basketball game because you see everything develop and you just really see and I appreciated what a wizard with the basketball Walter Clayton Jr. is. He's the best point guard in America. He's been the best point guard in America from day one. He just floats out there, and he shoots a three. He finds the guys on the alley-oops, and, they're just all those guys. I mean, from 1 to 8 or 9 or whatever Todd's rotation is, are really great players. And I know we're prisoners of the moment, and we look at the Duke-Alabama game and we go, oh, my gosh, Duke is great. Well, you can say the same thing about Houston and how they hammered Tennessee. To me, it's the best Final Four I think we've had in years. Yeah. I mean, they're all three of these games are going to be incredible. But to answer your question, when I saw Florida beat Auburn, when I saw Florida beat Alabama, I said, I don't care how the brackets look. I don't care if the Gators are lined up against, Magic Johnson and the Showtime Lakers, or Larry Bird and the Celtics, or name the greatest basketball teams that have ever played. I'm going to pick the Gators because I think they're national championship material. So I got Florida beating Auburn, and I've got Houston beating Duke, and then Florida beating Houston to win the national championship.
You got Houston beating Duke. Break that down. What do you think?
Well, Houston's sneaking up on people. I mean, they're not really getting, the respect they deserve. And that sounds nutty to say for a team that's in the Final Four. But they go about their business. Cryer's a terrific player who runs the show. They lock up on you defensively. I don't think, Knipple and Flagg and those guys are going to have it as easy as they did against Alabama. Alabama's defense was, I know Duke's players are great, but Alabama's defense wasn't that great either. So, but I think it's going to be Houston and Florida playing for the championship, and, Florida winning it all.
All right. I got Florida. I'm sticking with the Gators to win it all. But I'll tell you what, I don't think there's a closer basketball team than Auburn. Those kids play hard together. It won't shock me a bit if Auburn wins the whole thing if the big boy can play healthy and get through the game.
One thing that gave me pause is Texas Tech beat Florida pretty badly inside. And if Broom's healthy, if they throw the ball into Broom and the other kid, I mean, they have a distinct advantage inside, at least for that. And what happens if Walter Claytor Jr. doesn't have a great game? Where do they go from there? Those are the two things that just give me pause. I did pick Florida to win the national championship. I still think they're four of the greatest teams. Like he said, Houston's very underrated, which is hilarious because they're one of the best defensive teams under Kelvin Sampson in the last 5 years. So, and they got some size. I mean, their front court is big and they're long and they're athletic and it's hard to get to the rim on them. So, I do think this is one of the best Final Fours we've seen as far as the quality of teams we've had in a while.
All right, Jeff. Let's switch gears. Let's talk about Auburn football. I haven't heard. Usually, I get some information, hear something here or there, or a coach or something like that. I hadn't heard anything about Auburn this spring that's negative whatsoever. I'm hearing actually good things. They've got good talent there. We all know it's time for him to produce. He's got to win football games this year. They did an interview the other day. He said, across the board, we have got to get better talent in here. Everybody says that. Kirby Smart says that. We always, depth and things like that. It's time for Auburn to win and win big. What are you hearing? The quarterback race there, what are you hearing? Anything you got, any kind of inside scoop on Auburn football?
Well, just like Alabama, there's no quarterback race. I mean, Jackson Arnold is the guy. He's going to be the guy. And I think from everything we're hearing from the interviews he's having a great spring so far. And, the receivers are impressed because I feel like they finally got a quarterback. Mm-hmm. They feel like they've been, I don't know, they feel like they've been suffering with Peyton Thorne, I guess, for these last couple of years. And they feel like they got a guy who can make all the plays, who can run Freeze's system, and who can lead, this team to wins. And there are a few teams out there more hungry for a winning season than Auburn has. They haven't had a winning season since 2020, and it's been a long time. So, yeah, there's definitely some heat turned up on Freeze. I think he's got to win 8 games to save his job, but I think this is a team that's capable of doing it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they're going to be good. I really do. I see them winning at least 9 football games. I think the huge game for them is Texas A&M. The winner of that game. Both those schools have to get that win. Let me ask you this, too. I don't know how much time we got left, but I want to ask you this, and maybe I can hold you over. There's 7 teams out there that weren't very good last year. 7 of them have a chance to be pretty good this year, we think. But Houston, they were 4-8. Arizona was 4-8. FSU was 10-2. From 13-1 to 10-2. I mean, 2-10. Yeah. Kansas, with their quarterbacks back, they should be better. Purdue was a 1-11. You would think they got a brand new coach. You would think, well, they're in the Big Ten. Who knows? They should be better. And Nebraska, I really like their football coach. They used to be a blue blood till they joined the Big Ten. They go into a real conference and they find out about what really football is all about. Let me ask you this: out of those schools, just those schools there, out of those 7, which one has the better year? I think it's going to be FSU. They were 2-10 last year. I got FSU. But out of those right there, because those are some of the worst ones we could pick, who do you like out of those?
Well, I think it's a draw for me between Florida State and Nebraska because I like Rule a lot. I don't exactly I don't have a great handle on what their personnel is, but it's a good sign to me. It's a good sign to me that he was one of the first to come out and say, I'm not going to play a spring game. That tells me he's got some dudes, I think, right?
Yeah, he don't want to lose them. Yeah.
If he's going to come out and say that. And then I agree with you on Florida State. I mean, I can't believe Florida State's about to go in the also ranch for like the rest of football eternity.
Right.
I just can't believe that. I mean, they're too proud of a program. They got too strong of a tradition. I think it was a great move to get Gus Malzahn. I've heard people who were kind of critical of that maybe Malzahn's best days of coaching are behind him. I think maybe it's time for him to hang up the head coach whistle. Maybe he needs to get back to his first love and be a coordinator and a guy who just dials up plays, and that's all he's got to worry about. So I think maybe that's going to be one of the big stories of the football season.
Worked for Chip Kelly last year.
Yeah.
Sure did. It sure did.
Jeff, do you got to go? Can we hold you a few minutes?
No.
I know you. Okay, hold on. A couple more questions I want to ask you. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We'll come back with Jeff, finish up, and then we got to do our picks here at the last segment. For the national championship games being played. We just got through talking about the local 115. What a great job Kyle Vandergriff and his partners do down there. If you're looking for any type of new roof, TK Vandy and Roofing, Kyle does an incredible job. Vandy Roofing, that's all you got to think about. Turpro Pest Control, Patrick does such a wonderful job. Listen to him every Monday, 8:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. They're all over the Panhandle. They're from Jacksonville to Pensacola. If you have any type of problem whatsoever, you want that yard to look absolutely beautiful, Patrick can make it happen. You got insects you're worried about in the house, Patrick can take care of that also. They'll come up with a game plan. Your yard, your house will be unbelievable. Turpro Pest Control, #1. Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street. Steve's done a great job with the youth around here, coaching these swimmers up throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Does an incredible job of that. But Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street, they got these new electrical bikes that everybody's going crazy about. They can also, if they break down, they can fix them. Great deals on that. The old-fashioned, they got that. They got everything. Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street. Check it out. Stevenson Air Condition. Dr. Chad Mitchell, the legend. This will be his 26th year on Bay County sidelines. People come from all around to be operated on him. Chad Mitchell, Mr. Robot MD himself. Chad Mitchell.
Smooth operator.
He is very smooth. That head is very smooth. You can see him coming from a mile away, that shiny head. Dr. Mitchell every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back. Jim's with us. Jason Kovaleski, Glenn Eugene Manley, and Wildcat Jeff Spiegel, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Tournament plays here.
4-3. Got it!
Listen to the men.
The San Diego State Aztecs, for the first time, will head to the Final Four.
March Madness continues.
Miami is going to the Final Four.
Exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
The two-handed slam. Yep.
It's March Madness in college basketball, and owner Jason Mulder of Best Way Portable Buildings invites you to dribble down and slam dunk a deal on a custom-made building. Jason is dealing, so go for 3 from downtown. Best Way Portable Buildings is a Golden Age builder located north of the Old Mall on Highway 231. Online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. Since 1989, simply the best in portable buildings, period.
Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
This is David Hayes, and I want to invite you to Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar Monday evening at 6:30 for the national championship and some good old crawfish. The locals know where to go to get their fix for the best seafood boil in town. That's Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar. We'll give away T-shirts and other swag. Plus, what goes better with championship hoops than crawfish and cold beverages? Monday night, 6:30. Come enjoy the evening at Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar in beautiful downtown Panama City.
You don't know what his problem is. But it's probably hard to pronounce and untreatable.
That don't feel so good.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey! And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I say happy birthday to John Hanna. To me, the best, if not one of the best, if not the best, but one of the best offensive line in NFL college football history. John Hanna was a man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was.
He was something special.
That's one thing I can agree with. John Hanna was a man. Big time.
Anyway.
Now he's a cattle rancher.
We got Jeff Spiegel with us. Jeff, a couple things I want to share, go over with you. SEC, we got 3 teams that possibly could make the playoffs for the first time. And there are 2, one of them's a big name, the other 2 are pretty big names. And I want your opinion on this. Let's start with the first one, Texas A&M. I do like their coach, Elko. I like him. The problem is, they got Notre Dame. I think they play at Notre Dame.
Yep.
They got a lot. They got is a great football coach. He recruits well. Texas A&M, they got to play at Texas. I look at their schedule. The over-under on them, for as CBS is concerned, 7.5. I'm going to have to say not this year. In year 2, I do think they could be a lot better. The schedule's difficult. I just don't see them making it. They say maybe 9-3, maybe getting in like at 12, the last team in. Do you see any way Texas A&M gets in?
I see possibilities. I mean, I like Elko. I like what he's doing there. To me, the team that I like is South Carolina.
They're on the list. They're on the list.
I fell in love with them. I fell in love with them last year. Look, Alabama was kind of lucky to get out of that game, alive at Bryant-Denny Stadium against those guys. And I don't know. I love Beamer. I mean, I love the fire that he coaches with. I love the passion that he brings to the table, and he's got some pretty good football players too.
I want to go back to A&M. This is the reason I really like their coach. They got good players. They're the best running back towards ACL. The guy that came in and replaced him pretty good. But here's the problem with A&M. I think the Auburn game is huge. If Auburn beats whoever wins that game is going to have a really good year. I think Auburn and A&M. But here's the deal. They're at LSU. LSU's going to be good this year. I'm telling you now, they're going to be good. They're at Texas. We all know they're going to be good. And we all know how good Notre Dame is. I think the schedule gets A&M. South Carolina, I'm with you. I think they're going to be good. It's just hard for me seeing South Carolina in the playoffs. It didn't happen at the end. The bowl game, they didn't look good at all. They got whipped by a Big Ten team. Bielema did a good job. I don't see South Carolina do it. The third one, they're in. You heard it here first. The third one's going to get in with 3 losses. The third team, the Florida Gators. the Florida Gators. Watch out, Kirby.
Right.
Watch out, Kirby.
All right.
You heard it here first.
Put a lot of pressure on Napier. Last year he's going to get
do or die,
fired.
baby.
Now
it's do or die.
He's in the playoffs.
I'm a believer.
They better keep Lagway healthy. I'll just say that.
If he's, I'm with you. If he stays healthy, year 2 with him,
he's a difference maker.
He is a big time ball player. Yep. They had a lot of good freshmen that finally got to playing time at the end of the year.
They pulled in a good recruiting class too. A couple of guys that might be able to contribute on defense. To me, their defensive line was phenomenal down the stretch. Ole Miss game, they were dominant. So they got to replace some starters on the interior. But if they can do that, Lagway's the real deal.
Jeff, the schedule's brutal. If it's not the toughest in the country, it's number 2. That's the thing that scares me. They've got to split one of the games. Miami and LSU back-to-back, they've got to win one of those games. If they win 2, lights out. They're going to have an unbelievable year. What do you think? Am I crazy about the Florida Gators? I'm going way out on a limb.
No, I don't think you're crazy at all. Here's the thing that impressed me about Coach Napier last year, about how he held all that together.
Yeah.
I mean, when things were going really south, and you got guys who maybe, are getting ready to jump, and that you don't know where their heads are, but Napier kept them together and kept them pointing in the right direction. And as far as the schedule goes, he can look at that and he can go, guys, we did that last year. I mean, we just have to. We know how to manage it now. It seems like they were kind of, overwhelmed by everything early on, but then they pulled it together. But I really love that guy. I think as much as people were dogging him early in the year, he didn't care. He kept his head down and did the Nick Saban thing. Didn't look at the scoreboard. Just kept on working, and they turned out pretty well.
Let me ask you the other guys real quick. Jim, real quick. Out of Florida, South Carolina, Texas A&M, which one, in your opinion, has the best chance to make the playoffs next year?
Florida, because of Lagway.
Thank you. Glenn?
I'm going to say Florida because of Lagway.
Jason?
Also.
I'm just going to go a little different just because their schedule is South Carolina.
Okay, I get it. I get that.
Florida's schedule is brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's brutal.
And Jeff, I'm going to go back to FSU. I think they're going to win 9 games next year. Jim went over the schedule a minute ago. Their schedule, I think they're going to beat Miami. I don't think they'll beat Florida. I don't think they're going to beat Clemson, but I do have them going 9-3. I just don't think you can keep Florida State down. That shocked me last year, what we saw. What do you think? You think they are going to be pretty good next year?
Well, like I said a while ago, I just don't see them being down for a considerable period of time. I mean, I think Norvell is too good of a coach. I like the moves that they made. And I like them coming back strong. I don't know about 9 games, but I like them coming back and being significantly better. But now look, if they come out of the gate and they beat Alabama right out of the gate, then look out.
Yeah.
Because once you get that positive momentum going, momentum's a great thing. I mean, it's negatively and positively. If you get a lot of positive right out of the gate, I mean, I think that can take you a long way.
You're not going to stop a Gus Malzahn's offense with 6 people in the box. So and Alabama knows that. I can't wait for that game. All right, I want to go to this. We don't have much time. The 10 biggest conference games of 2025. I don't agree with these. We've got 10 of them, but they have the number 1 biggest conference game in college football next year. Alabama at Georgia. Number 2, Ohio State at Michigan. I don't think that should be number 2. Ohio State, Penn State. These 2 guys don't believe me. Penn State's going to be good. Penn State, Ohio State next year is going to be a huge game. Wait and see.
Drew Aller.
Wait and see, I'm telling you. Number 3, Texas at Georgia. I think that might be the biggest. Number 4, Oregon at Penn State is huge.
Yeah.
Number 5, Penn State at Ohio State. I think they should flip that one. Number 6, I do think this is a huge game. Tennessee at Alabama. Bama's got to win that game at home. Number 7, Clemson at LSU. Clemson.
Is that right? That's a big game there.
I thought LSU comes to Clemson. I think that game's at LSU. At Clemson. That's not a conference game, though. Take that one out. Number 7, I don't care about that. That's SMU Clemson. I don't care about that one. I don't care about that one. And the last one, number 10, Georgia at Tennessee. Let's just focus on the top 5. In your opinion, what's the biggest conference game next year? Is it Georgia? Alabama at Georgia? Is it Texas? Go ahead.
I think it's Alabama and Georgia. I think it's Alabama and Georgia. I think we were talking about this in the car a couple of days ago. The Georgia-Alabama game last year was just like epic. It was unbelievable. The start that Alabama got off to, the run Georgia made, and then the finish. And then, Georgia's chomping at the bit. Can't wait to get those guys between the hedges. So, and there's another place where, Kalen DeBoer can make his mark and prove his mettle. And but I'll tell you, the game on that list that jumped out at me when you read it was Clemson LSU. I love Dabo Swinney, and I know during game week there's going to be that big debate on what's the real Death Valley, right?
Yeah.
Clemson or LSU. Dabo loves to get in on that conversation. So I'm looking forward to seeing all the pregame chit-chat about that.
I made a mistake. That shouldn't have been on there. It was Clemson-Louisville. LSU is not a conference game. I'm going to get to the Big Ten real quick. Do you think the Ohio State, I guess so because they beat them 2 years in a row, Ohio State, Michigan, but as far as a championship, I think the Penn State game's bigger. What do you think, Jeff?
Well, look at what happened at the Ohio State-Michigan game last year. I think it's big anyway, but there's so much bad blood, and Ohio State with winning the national title. There's so much going into that game. So that should be way up.
The only caveat I'll add to the Penn State game is they did get Knowles. He was the defensive coordinator at Ohio State last year. There's some bad blood with him leaving.
They're going to be good.
Franklin hasn't gotten over that hump, so they come to Columbus. There's a little bit of bad blood with the Knowles, going to Ohio State. They feel like he was negotiating a contract while he was in the playoffs with Ohio State, and he was, of course, backdoor. But so that one has a little bit more juice, but there's nothing like Ohio State, Michigan, especially after the last 5 years.
Jeff, we love you. Thank you for spending more time with us. Wildcat really appreciated it, and I do too, man. Thank you so much. Hey, you have a great week, okay?
You got it. Appreciate it, y'all. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
The great Jeff Spiegel. Love that guy.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, let's talk about some of our great people. Get out newbies, have a great time. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, 2 great locations, 23rd Street, Pier Park. The legendary J. Michaels. Chris Fish is the special today. The best seafood, the coldest beer, the legendary J. Michaels. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, 2 great locations now. And also Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. There's offices everywhere in the Panhandle of Florida. Dr. Ward's #1. Listen to me every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. B4 Braves in Lynn Haven, David Adams. Let's take a break. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Watch out, Big Ten.
ESPN Northwest Florida, your exclusive home for March Madness.
And it goes for the win!
We'll bring you every game live. It's the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament, college basketball's premier event, and it's all righty.
And the dream is alive!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The dream, yes!
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Friday's weather forecast. Partly sunny this afternoon and evening with a high near 80 and a wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some clouds tonight, a light breeze out of the south-southeast and a temperature of 69. About the same tomorrow, around 79 with some clouds and a wind out of the southeast at 13 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy and sprinkling Sunday and hot around 78. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Hi folks, it's Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Did you know that we have a master jeweler right here in the store? That's right, she has over 20 years experience in the art of repairing jewelry. Most repairs are done within a week. So don't send your jewelry off for 6 weeks. Bring it to us at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We size rings and solder chains. We can reset your diamond into a new setting and even custom design. You'll get your jewelry back quickly and looking as good as new. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, Bay County's trusted jeweler for over 50 years.
From the Vortex Springs to the Bear Paw Canoe Trail. From Shell Island to 30A. We're your home for live sports. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I'm surrounded by legends in here. Women love them. Men are jealous of them. Jim Brandt, Eugene Glenn Manley, Jason Kovaleski, Wildcat himself, and we got a great caller right now. Who we got? Good morning, sir.
Hey, morning, fellas. Here's Mike McMullen. How you doing?
Mike, what's up, Big Daddy?
Up, man?
Yep.
Hey, not much. Hey, I wanted to share you a good feel story from Bay County that happened to me. And, when I was coaching here, I had 3 ADs. One of them was Mr. Glenn Manley. One of them was your wife coach, Miss Julie Hale.
Woo, yeah.
Yep, and one of them is currently still an AD out there, and Ricky Green, and the softball coach.
Yeah, 3 great ones.
Heck yeah, you can't get better than that. And
that's 3 Hall of Famers.
Had it good being a coach for sure. Well, check this out. My little niece is in Wyoming. That's where I grew up, and she signed to play college softball. Well, they sent her a letter yesterday or a couple days ago saying they're canceling softball. Funds, whatever.
Wow.
Anyway, I reached out to Rick Green saying, hey, he's very well connected here in softball. All 6 of his seniors have signed to play college softball at Arnold. But anyway, I just asked him a question. I asked him this question via email to his work email at 9:30 p.m. at night. I said, hey, Rick, any last chance for 2020 seniors, 2025 seniors to go showcase their abilities, the coaches get together. And I thought, okay, I'll probably hear from him. He's busy. He's coaching this and that, He called me 6 minutes later.
Yep.
Can you believe that? He said, hey, what do we have to do to help this little girl fulfill her dreams? He knows of coaching that need players for this signing year. And, and I look at that going, I haven't coached out there for 2 or 3 years now. But he was, like I said, Julie and him were my ADs when I was at Arnold. And, like I said, 9:30 at night I sent that email. And that guy called me back as busy as he is 6 minutes later. So, you just have to say thank you to that kind of leadership.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I appreciate it, buddy. We got some calls waiting for us. Dang, I hate that. Hey, call us back Monday when you can, okay?
Yeah, call Monday.
Okay, thank you, buddy. We love you, man. Thank you, Coach.
Great parent supporter and great coach himself.
Thank you, sir.
That's why they're so successful out there in softball as well.
All right, Wildcat, who we got? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Sounds like a boss man.
Who is it? Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Who is it?
I thought that was Elvis.
Happy Friday.
I thought it was Sling Blade.
Happy Friday. What do you do? What honor do I have for this? I hope it's good.
Well, I just wanted to call and remind everybody to make their way out this Monday night for the college basketball national championship game where the Duke Blue Devils are going to win it all. But we're going to be out at Lone Star Boyle House and Sports Bar. And want to invite everybody to come on down and enjoy some crawfish and just a lot of fun and festivities and lots of giveaways. And
ESPN going to give away some good stuff out there from what I hear, right?
Yeah, we got some Braves tickets we're going to be giving away. And, of course, those are always, really nice VIP seats and, some ESPN swag, T-shirts and things like that. Just hang out with all your friends. Coach Hale will be there signing autographs. So that'll be certainly fun. What are you charging for those? Are you charging still $5 an autograph?
I can't hear you. You're breaking up. What did you say? What? Hey, tell everybody again what you're talking about. Where's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a Lone Star Boyle House and Sports Bar down by the old, I don't know if they're old, but they're down on 5th Street, close to downtown. Just going to be a big party. Of course, they'll have the game on all the big screens. And course, they're going to have a crawfish boil, and it's that time of the year for some good fresh crawfish. So come on down, and they'll have some drink specials and things like that. So, and more importantly, is the entire ESPN Northwest Florida crew will be on hand
I wish I was going to be in town. Dang. Anyway,
listen, I've already talked to your wife, so you'll be there. So I just
he'll be in town.
Up on that.
The boss says so. He'll be there.
Yeah, she already approved it. So I got her signature on it. So we're all set to go. And I hear Kovaleski laughing in the background. He'll be there too. So look forward to seeing him. And is that Coach Glenn Manley in there?
Yes, that's he.
Oh, good.
You don't have enough crawfish for Kovaleski.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the crawfish will probably be about the same size as Manley. So
you gonna put up with it?
I had something to say, but it's a family show, so.
How much time we got? Oh, okay.
So going down to Lone Star, it's Monday night, national championship game. We'll get started about 6:30. I think the game's like at 7:40. So be a good time.
All right. Thank you, Randy.
All right, you guys enjoy the rest of your show. Didn't mean to take up much of your time.
You're fine. All right. Let's talk about who you got, Jim. Who you like? We got Auburn, Florida. Who you going with?
I originally picked Florida when we first did this, but I've kind of swung over to Duke. I think Duke's going to win it all.
All right, but the first game, Florida, Auburn.
Florida. I think it's going to be Florida and Duke in the championship.
I'm going to pick Auburn.
Auburn to win that game.
Yeah, okay. But I'm going to pick Duke to win the whole thing.
Okay. Jason? This the Auburn-Florida game.
Yeah, I got Florida. I just don't think Broom's healthy. I mean, I seen him trying to use that arm. He wasn't, so it'd be shocking to me for him to be full strength. But I'll say this, Texas Tech beat Florida up inside. If he's healthy, I think it's going to be a way better game than people think.
I had Florida 2 weeks ago winning it all. I got Florida winning the ball game. Yeah. All right, Houston, Duke, who you got?
Duke
of Earl.
Duke. Who you got?
I do think this is a better game than people realize. Houston's really good.
Nobody's giving him respect at all.
No, but Duke's got 3 lottery picks. They're just not Cooper Flagg. They got 2 other kids that are studs, so I think it's going to be a tough game for them. But all right,
Duke. Jim's got Duke playing Florida, and Florida wins the national championship.
No, Duke. I picked Duke winning it all.
Duke wins Florida State.
Originally, I picked Florida, but I think I'm going with Duke now.
Duke. All right, Glenn, you have Auburn and Duke playing. Who wins the national championship?
Duke. I got Duke.
Duke wins it all. Jason?
I picked Florida originally, but man, I think Duke's just playing as good as anybody, and they got, like I said, multiple lottery picks on that team. So I'm going to pick Duke.
All right, I'm going to stay with my Florida Gators. I got Florida winning it all. I'm with you. I think Duke's unbeatable, but I'm going to go with the Gators. Wildcat, who you got winning the game?
You know, I started this whole mess out with the Gators. I'm going to stick with the Gators.
There you go. I like loyalty, man. Loyalty counts.
That's me.
All right, watch the game. ESPN's. Tell me again, ESPN's going to be where Monday? He just told us.
I wrote it down and put it away so I could announce it on Monday's show. And
we'll tell you more about it.
Lone Star. Yeah.
Lone Star.
At 6:30. Yeah, I'll be down there with a lot of swag to give away.
I'll be at Hale's living room watching it.
Crawfish? You're gonna miss crawfish?
Yeah, I ain't getting out at night. I stay home at night.
It's called the Lone Star Boil House. It's on. It's 320 West 5th Street, Panama City, sports bar. They're going to have crawfish, drinks, good time.
So if Alabama was playing, by gosh, you'd be there.
I'd be at home. Alabama's on. I don't go around with anybody. It's like you. You go home when Ohio State's playing. I go home when Bama plays. I don't want to be around anybody.
Yeah, I got Tourette's when I watch Ohio State. I kind of blare stuff out at the TV.
No doubt.
I don't need to be in public when I'm invested in a game.
I'm the exact same way. I tell you what, college football, we're getting closer and closer every day. I cannot wait. Week 1.
It's going to be great.
Ohio State, Texas. FSU, Alabama. There's a lot of good games.
Clemson, LSU.
That's right. LSU, Clemson.
Florida rematch.
At Clemson now.
Miami, Florida rematch.
Yeah. That's not week 1, though.
I don't think week 1, but it's early in the season.
Yeah. Auburn's at Baylor, week 1. I keep hearing Baylor's going to be better. I got to believe. I'll see it when I believe.
Auburn's got a decent schedule. Sets up really good for them.
The key game for Auburn and A&M, I'm telling you, when they play each other, whoever wins that game, that team's going to have a good year.
Watch out for LSU, though. We've been talking about it, man.
Quietly.
The transfer portal and Nussmeier being back, they should be good. It's all going to be about that defense.
And you Big Ten people, I'm telling you now, I think Penn State's going to be good.
Don't listen to them. Drew Aller's still the quarterback.
They're worried. I can tell. I see the fear.
Drew Aller's still the quarterback. Don't listen to them.
All right, you guys have a great day. We got the Underdogs with Dave this afternoon. Ryan is out. His mother-in-law has some health issues. He's up there in Alabama, so he'll have a fill-in. But you have a great day. Real quick, Max Fit Sports Nutrition.
Yeah, well, I'm on 23rd Street today from 10 to 7, so if you want to come and talk to me directly, I can help you out, give you some samples on stuff, and then we're also in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Wear your vest.
Yeah.
We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Braves are back.
Here comes the throw. It's late. Braves win.
And ESPN Northwest Florida is your exclusive radio home for Braves country.
He just